Politics now, and members of the ANC in the Free State will be delivering a memorandum to the ANC National Working Committee. They will be joined by those impacted by the asbestos, Estina dairy and the 1 billion rand housing projects. They are urging enforcement agencies to speed up prosecutions of the people charged with fraud and corruption. The members say they support the work that is done by the State Capture Commission of Inquiry. For more on this then, I'm joined by eNCA's Siphamandla Goge, who is outside Luthuli House. So, Siphamandla, I guess we're getting used to and accustomed to Luthuli House becoming a center of contestation, really, and this doesn't really involve external forces, but rather people who adopt certain labels attached to certain factions within the ANC itself. Within that context, who are these people? Are they RET forces? Are they counter-RET forces?
Well, Chula Sizwe, I can tell you that ANC factional politics continues to play itself out. People gathered behind me are anti-RET forces. They say there is no structure in the ANC that is called RET forces. They are saying they support the work of the government in terms of rooting out corruption in the ruling party. And when it comes to those service delivery projects that were not completed in the Free State, the group gathered here at Luthuli House today is mainly from the Free State province, the home of the Secretary General of the ANC, Ace Magashule. Last week I was here, there was a faction that supports Ace Magashule. They were saying hands off Ace Magashule. This one says actually they support the NEC of the ANC in fighting corruption. They are anti-ANC Magashule, or should I say they are anti-Ace Magashule, the people that have gathered behind me. But let's speak to one of them who's organizing those who have gathered here today. Let me tell you that earlier on there was another large group from Soweto which came to Luthuli House to protest about housing shortages, but they have since left because there was no one from the ANC to accept their memorandum. We are joined right now by Pulediso Mutsweneng, who is one of the coordinators of this gathering. Baba, what are your demands? Why are you protesting?
We are here to highlight the plight of the Free State communities whose interests in terms of how they should have benefited from government, the interests have been hollowed out as a result of fraud and corruption that has been so infested in the province of the Free State. And as a result, there has never been any action that has been taken either by law enforcement agencies at the time or any organizational leadership to an extent that people are held accountable. Today, we want to come and demonstrate and ultimately talk to the leadership to indicate that we support the stance that has been taken by the National Executive Committee of the ANC in as far as their fight against crime is concerned.
There have been arrests in the asbestos matter, though. Are you not happy with that?
We are not excited about those arrests, much as at least we can say there's progress. But there are so many cases that have been opened in the Free State, perpetrated by well-known criminals who masquerade as political officials, political leadership.
Who are those people?
Not officials. If you can go to the Auditor General's report in all the municipalities, there has been malfeasance that has been played out in the public. Secondly, the provincial government under the leadership of the former Premier, Ace Magashule, has been so infested with crime. Crime happened under his watch, and he wants to play victim to an extent that people come here at our Revolutionary House to demonstrate the hands-off campaign, which is a decoy to what the law enforcement agencies are investigating.
What do you want to see happening to Ace Magashule as you allege that he is involved in dodgy dealings? He has not been arrested, he has not been charged. There have been reports that a warrant of arrest was issued, but for now he has not been arrested.
We want law enforcement agencies not to be intimidated by the hands-off Magashule campaign, where there are allegations which can ultimately stick in terms of prosecution. He must go and account. He must account. He must face the music. He must go to the court of law and explain himself.
Your critics will say this is ANC factional politics playing out at the hands of those who were supposedly beneficiaries of these projects that did not benefit. How do you respond to that criticism?
How do you politicize something that is in the open, where communities were not benefiting out of the asbestos project, out of the housing project, out of the Estina project, and all these things? They were exposed at the Zondo Commission, and they are in the public, and as a result, there are no politics there. It's pure criminality, and people must account for that criminality.
So what is the end game? What happens today? Who will receive your memorandum, and then what will happen after that?
The leadership of the ANC has arranged whosoever who is the member of the National Executive Committee to come and receive our memorandum.
Okay, Baba, thank you very much for time. That is Pulediso Motswene, one of the organizers of today's gathering outside Luthuli House. These groups say they are representing those who did not benefit from many projects in the Free State, but money was paid out to service providers, but most people are still waiting for that service delivery. So they are basically saying law enforcement agencies must do their job and arrest those who are accused of looting.
All right, Ian.